You might be wondering about this object here, and it doesn't have any real relevance to what we're doing. Its only purpose is to keep the camera focused, to give the camera something to focus on, because the autofocus sometimes goes a little bit haywire. Other than that, excellent camera, incidentally. Okay, now I have here a flat metal strap, and I'm going to place this flat metal strap so that it's tight against this side of the fundamental shape, and I'm going to move it until it touches, just barely touches, my paper, and I'm going to mark that point. Okay, then I'm going to put this thing back again and move it to where it touches the paper at a slightly different point. So here it is, nice and flat against the top of the surface, and we move it down here and it touches at a point that I think is right about here. Let me mark that point a little bit better, and I can even get a third point if I want. I can move along here, and here it is, and go in this direction and move it down until it touches, and here's my point. Okay, now do those points lie in a straight line? Well, it doesn't look like they quite lie in a straight line. There's some question of whether they should. We'll worry about that later. Now we want to think about two vectors. One of the vectors we want to think about is the one that proceeds from the origin of the coordinate system. I've kind of lost that, but there's the origin up to this point. So this vector would be along this direction. It would start here. Here's its initial point. Terminal point would be here. So we can imagine this vector. And if we can estimate how far this is and how far this is, we would know the x and the y and the z component, at least according to our estimates of this vector. Now, then we can consider the vector from this point, the point above our x, to any one of these 3 points. We'd have a vector from here to this point, or a vector from here to this point, or a vector from here to this point. And we want to see how those vectors are related to the coordinates of the points and to these two fundamental vectors that we've indicated in the previous clip.